Hello, so today I'm going to be doing a review of the 90-day SSS plan cycle 2. Just ignore my voice because it's gone a little bit, but hopefully you can still understand me. So I finished cycle 2 5 days ago, and I'm just in limbo at the moment waiting to start cycle 3. I submitted all my measurements and pictures on Tuesday, and by Tuesday evening, and by Wednesday evening I already had my cycle 3 through, so really quick and really good. I haven't started it yet because I've started all the other ones on a Monday, so it's Saturday today, so tomorrow I'm going to sit down and do all my shopping list and food plan for the week, and then go and get my food and do some meal prep. Cycle 2 was a bit different from cycle 1, so you, instead of just having a carb meal after you've trained, you have, on your training days, you'll have 3 carb meals. So I trained 4 days a week, so on all 4 of those days I'd have 3 high carb meals and 2 carb snacks, and then on the rest days I'd have low carb meals, but with high fats, good fats, and the snack options are a bit different for that as well. They encourage you to have like still keep up your protein, so like have eggs and things, but no carbs at all on those days. The exercise you do, they recommend you do 4 days a week. So you do you start off with a 10-minute HIIT workout, and then just similar to what you've been doing before. You can either do it in a gym or at home. I've done all mine at home. I have got a gym membership, but it's just easy to do at home. So then after you've done your first 10-minute HIIT, you do a muscle exercise, which they give you in the plan. So you have like leg day, arms, shoulders, chest and back. So on each different one they give you 2 muscle workouts to do. You don't have to do them, but they recommend that you do. So you do 10-minute HIIT, and then you do one of your muscle workouts, and you have to do 10 reps per set, and you have to do 10 sets, and they recommend that you take about 45 seconds per set. So it ends up being about 15-20 minutes for the muscle part of it. Then after you've done your first HIIT and your first muscle workout, you do another 10-minute HIIT session. Again, similar, I just did the same one for both. And then the final part is another muscle workout, which is again the same 10 sets at 10 reps, 45 seconds per set, and then he recommends you have between 45 seconds and a minute rest in between each set. When I first got that through, I was a bit scared because I'd never done weights before, and obviously if you've not done them before, it's a bit daunting. I didn't want to go to the gym because my gym's full of just big guys down that end, so it's a bit daunting for me to go down there. So I had a look around online, and I couldn't really see any weights that I wanted to buy, but I just emailed my support coach, and he sent me a link to some on eBay that were only, I think they were £15 to £20. I'll link it down below, but they recommend you get adjustable ones, just because you obviously gain muscle throughout the cycle, so you don't want to get like a expensive set of set weights and then you can't change it and just end up buying more. So these ones they're interchangeable, so they're really good actually. And I was pretty chuffed with the price as well, because some of the ones I'd looked at were really expensive. So they came, I think, on like the 4th or 5th day of my cycle 2. So for the first bit I was just using a kettlebell, which was a bit difficult, so you definitely need a set of weights. And these ones I've got really good, so I was quite pleased with them. Struggled to get them upstairs, but I did it in the end. So that's the exercise. So you do 1 day of legs, well, glutes and legs, 1 day of triceps and biceps, 1 day of shoulders, and then you've got chest and back. So you just move it around. So they recommend that you do them at least once a week, but you don't do the same one. So you wouldn't do 2 days of leg days, you'd just do all 4 of them in 1 week, and then I just did it in a row, and then the next week I'd just start again from the start, which works well because it gives your muscle a chance to repair and relax a little bit. And then, like I've already said about the food, so on your training days you'd have your 3 high carb meals, and on your rest days you'd have low carb meals. It's a bit different from cycle 1 in that you don't have set meals, so it's a pick and mix option. So you get given like in the plan, you get given like all what you can have on each day. So on your training days you have you have to have a protein, so a meat or an egg mix. And each different person has different like measurements of what they can and can't have. That's how they tailor it for you. They just look at your body shape and what you need. So you have a protein source, a carb source, so rice, pasta, potatoes, whatever. Again, all measured for you. And then you have to have two vegetables, so like onions and mushrooms, for example, would be combined as one portion. Or you could have onions and peppers again as one portion, and then you have to have a green vegetable as well, which works as one portion. So you end up having like 3 vegetables on one dish. Some of them it's a bit difficult to do that with, like the bagels. You're meant to use 125 grams of spinach or a green vegetable, which you can't really do. So some days I wouldn't have it all. I'd just add it on other meals, so you are getting it. And then you can have spices and a sauce. So the sauces are like Greek yogurt, sweet chili sauce, things like that. It's all set out in the plan. I don't know if everyone's is different, but that's what I had. And then your snacks are a bit different for the training days compared to the rest days. I can't remember what they are, but that's again all in the plan, what you can and can't have. So then on your rest days it's the same process, but instead of having the carbs you have to have an additional fat source, so avocado, cheese you're allowed, things like that. I literally pretty much had feta or avocado in all mine. It's just easy to add, and it pretty much goes with every single meal, so it's just simple. And it's easier having the pick and mix. I really enjoyed it. Like, you can just have so much freedom with what you can eat. Like, the set meals on Cycle 1 were really good, and you get a lot of variety, but Cycle 2 you literally can pretty much eat what you want, and you can just have so much creativity with your meals. Like, I think a lot of people do. I think they do tend to stick to like the standard things, but if you wanted to, you could be really creative with them. And a lot of the meals from Cycle 1 you can use on Cycle 2 because it works. It carries across, it works for the Cycle 2 food, so it's fine. I also have all the Leanin15 books, so I think it's the blue one works best for Cycle 2. There's like pretty much, you have to change like a few bits on the recipes, but there's so many recipe ideas in there that would fit with Cycle 2 plan, or at least give you inspiration for it, so I do recommend that you buy them, to be honest. It's definitely worth it. It's worked well for me. So my likes and dislikes of Cycle 2. So I really enjoyed that you could be very creative with your meals. A lot of the time I probably wasn't, but it just means that if you're not really sure like what to eat that day and you've not really got much in terms of like ingredients, 90% of the time there is always something in the cupboard or in your fridge that you've got that you can use to make a meal that fits in the plan, so it's really easy. Like, if you had a set meal and you haven't got one of the ingredients, you've got to go out and get it, but this one, pretty much as long as you've got a lot of eggs and vegetables, you're set and you can just always stick to plan. So I really enjoyed that part of it. I really like the exercise. It is a bit longer, but just using the weights, it really does change your body quite a bit. Like, I don't think people actually realise the importance of weights. Like, you just assume that weights are for people that want to get really muscly, but they're really not. They work really good with toning, and the ones I've got are really good. I love that you can have so many carbs on this cycle. A lot of people like stray from carbs, they don't really like them. I love carbs, like anything I can eat is carb on there, rice and pasta especially. So it was really nice for me to be able to have so many carbs. Literally 4 days a week I was just eating carbs all day. So it's good if you like carbs. And again, then I also do enjoy like cheese and things like that, so equally you get to have that as well. You just got to be like careful what days you have it on, but like, people just assume that things like that aren't good for you and they just don't eat them, but when you know that you can eat them, like, that's really good. I enjoyed that. My dislikes, like I said, the exercise, I did enjoy the exercise, but it was a bit longer, so if you are a bit like stuck for time, it's a bit more difficult to fit it in, if you know what I mean. So if you were like going out after work or something, it's really hard to fit it in because it is an hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's important that you don't miss it. So there was a few days where I was like running around a little bit trying to get like my exercise done, or it was a bit hectic. Like, I went down to Cornwall, so when I was like looking after my niece and nephews, I had to wait till like 8 o'clock at night to do my exercise, but it is what it is. I suppose it's just life, isn't it? I used to do an hour in the gym, so it's just committing to the 4 days a week, I suppose. The only thing else that confused me about the plan, it's not necessarily a dislike, but the vegetables and things that they lay out in your plan, there's not all the vegetables there, if you know what I mean. So they don't just say like any vegetable you can have this much of it, they lay out certain ones. So there was a few I was a bit like, I'm allowed to eat this, like cauliflower for example isn't on my plan, so I was a bit unsure about that, but I just literally emailed my support coach and he answered it for me. I did stray on it sometimes, not with my meals. My meals were always set. I don't think, unless I was going out or like having a takeaway one night, which was rare, I always had my meals set. The place I normally would have strayed is my snacks, because I don't know, I think I've got quite a big appetite. So like I go to work, I'm at work for like 7:30 every day, so I'd have my breakfast at 7:30, then I'd usually have a snack at like 10 o'clock, and then my lunch at 12, another snack and nothing, then my dinner. But then I'm still hungry at night time, and I didn't always do this, but I did have a lot of like things I probably shouldn't have in the evenings, like chocolate and things. I think I just got a bit of a sweet tooth for it, so that was probably a bit bad. But other than that, I stuck to it like down to a T. I had never missed any exercise. I always did 4 a week, and my meals, like I said, were always set. I always had them. I think the important thing to remember is that when you're actually having your meals, make sure that you have all that you can. So if it tells you can have 3 vegetables, have 3 vegetables, because it's important that you eat them to fill you up, because if not, you get hungry and then you want to eat crap, which obviously you don't want to do. Also, I find it helpful to have my snacks prepared already in the fridge, so I can just grab them, because again, that's where you're likely to go off plan and have crap. Like I was starting to like make up batches of like yogurt and blueberries, so they were in the fridge, so I could just grab them, because it's easy to grab them as easy it is to grab some chocolate. So, and also like you can have boiled eggs as part of your snack, so boil a couple of eggs and put them in the fridge for the week, and it's easy again to grab that. Also probably easy to get rid of all the chocolate and sweets in the house. If you've got kids it might be a bit more difficult, but you just try and replace it with healthier things, so if you do stray, at least you're eating something healthy even if it isn't on plan. So my overall opinion of cycle 2, I really enjoyed it. I think I preferred it over cycle 1, just because it gave me a bit more freedom, a bit more creativity with my meals, and you could have more like snack options. I've heard people say that they were really bloated on cycle 2 and they didn't enjoy it. I did get bloated a little bit, not too much, but I know what they mean, so it might be nice to go back and have normal meals again rather than all the carbs, as much as I love the carbs. But yeah, it didn't affect me too much. My body shape has changed a little bit. I can see that my muscles are like coming through loads more in my abs area, and my arms, I've gained an inch around my arms for my muscle there, and that's a massive achievement for me, because I'm literally the weakest person on earth. Well, I was, not anymore. Also in cycle 2 I could finally do a proper push-up, so that's good. That's an achievement for me. So I sat there one day like, oh, I wonder if I could do one now, and I did. I still do sometimes go back to the ones on your knees in the workouts, just because I can do them a little bit quicker, so it actually does work my arms a bit more, just because when I'm on like a full push-up I go really slowly, because I do still find it quite hard. This is how I would set out my workouts in cycle 2. So I would always make a note of the exercises that I was doing for that HIIT session. So sometimes I would do, so in the 10 minutes, sometimes I would just do 5 exercises and then repeat them. So it would do like 2 sets of the 5, or sometimes I would do it like this and just have 10 different ones. And then it's a bit easy, it's better to like mix it up a little bit if you're going to do it like this, so that you don't get bored of it. So when you do it like 10 different exercises, it gives you a bit more variety. And also with the weights exercises, it's probably just me being a bit of a dumbass, but I used to make like a little tally of what I'd done, just because I lost track so many times. I'm like, wait, have I done 7 sets or 8 sets? And I was always like, oh, I don't know. So I always just had a pen and made a little tally of how many I've done after every time I've done them. So I don't know if that'd help anybody else, but that worked well for me. And here is an example of one of my weekly plans for cycle 2. I think this was my first week by the looks of it. So I've had, on day 1, that would have been, Monday would have been a training day, so you can see I've had a bagel as carbs, chili with rice, and then chicken spaghetti. I think that I got that out of the book with like chicken sausages. Tuesday was a rest day there, so I've had beetroot and raspberry smoothie, sweet and sour chicken, which I would have had avocado with, and protein pancakes. Although actually that looks wrong, I would have written that down wrong, I think. Wednesday was another rest day, so strawberry and coconut smoothie, tuna salad, and chicken and broccoli bake, which I think was on my plan. Thursday I had another bagel. They're nice and easy to have when I'm at work. Chili with rice again, and then chicken and mushroom risotto, which was really tasty. Friday was pear overnight oats, so oats for carbs, sweet sour chicken with rice, and protein pancakes, so that was another training day. Saturday I had cinnamon French toast, which was amazing. I really enjoyed that. Tuna steak spaghetti, and then chicken and broccoli baked with pasta. And then Sunday I had a strawberry and coconut smoothie, rump steak with mushrooms, onions and cheddar, and chili with rice again. So you can see I had a lot of the same meals throughout the week, so I just found that easy to do. Batch cook it on the Sunday and then have it like 2 or 3 times throughout the week. It's just easier for me. Like, just means you've not got to be prepping all week. There's like all different meals, and it saves you a bit of money. So yeah. So my cycle 3 will begin on Monday. So tomorrow I'm going to sit down and plan everything, what I'm going to eat, maybe think of some more meals that I can eat, and yeah, stay tuned for cycle 3.